Hi there, it's Greg Roworth again, and yesterday I posted about the 5 critical elements of marketing success, which were relevance, connection, trust, value and belief. Today I want to focus on the first one, which is about relevance. And the mistake I see a lot of professionals making in their marketing is to really focus their marketing on the value component. And that means that what is being communicated is, here's what we do, and here's a list of our services, here's a list of results we've achieved maybe, and also quite commonly, here's a list of our credentials and experience. Now, what happens when that's the focus of your marketing is that it lacks relevance with your ideal clients, because they're not interested in your value until they actually know whether what you're talking about is relevant to them. So that's why relevance is the most critical aspect of your marketing communications, and why relevance is the first thing you need to focus on. So to achieve relevance with your marketing, the first thing you need to do is really know who it is that you're targeting in your marketing. You know, who's the ideal client that is the focus of your message. If you're not clear about who that is, and if you're not clear about that in what you're communicating to your market, then they're not picking up whether it's relevant to them. So the first thing you need to have in your marketing is something that points out to somebody that is your target market, hey, I'm talking to you. You know, unless they see that you're talking specifically to them, then they can't see the relevance. The most challenging aspect of marketing is to get the attention of who it is that you're trying to communicate with. The most effective way to do that is basically tap someone on the shoulder and say, hey, I'm talking to you. Now, obviously, you need to do that figuratively in your marketing, because we can't physically, and particularly these days in the current environment, can't physically go up and tap someone on the shoulder. So you've got to do that figuratively in your marketing and point out specifically to say, I am talking to this type of person, and person running this type of organization. So who are they? And more specifically, what challenges are you dealing with in your marketing? So to communicate effectively, to be relevant to your ideal client, and to actually get through that noise and clutter and get their attention, the only way that is effective to do that is to be really clear about who they are and state who it is that you're wanting to read your message, and what is the problem or challenge that you're addressing, because those two things are what gets their attention. When someone can say, wow, they're talking about me, and they're talking about the problem that I am struggling to solve, I don't have the answers, I need to read this. That's what gets their attention. So make sure that when you're creating your marketing messages, you're creating your marketing strategies, you need to be very clear about the relevance factor. Who is it that you're targeting? What's the problem or challenge that they're facing that you're dealing with? And make sure that is front and center in any communication to get their attention.